All right, welcome everyone to our boys 1A basketball press conference. Just some housekeeping. Whenever you are not asking a question or not actively talking, please mute yourself and remain on mute. And if you want to ask a question, if you could please raise your hand and I will ask you to unmute at that time. We are joined here today with Slidell High School coach Casey Pierce. We also have number 2, Jaden Luttrell, and number 3, Brock Harwell. Coach, to start us off, do you have any opening statements about today's game?
Yeah, it's just I've been down here, for a few decades watching as a fan, coach, and a player, and you see it happen, endings like that, fairly, regularly. It's tough to be on the end of it. And so, for these guys that are with me, 3 years down here consecutive, and, we've been on kind of the other end of some of those games throughout the last 3 and 4 years with them. And, it's tough, but it's hard to put into context, how impressive their careers have been. But obviously it stings right now to have it end in that fashion.
Thank you so much. At this time, I can open it up to questions from the media. If you want to go ahead and raise your hand to ask a question, and I will ask you to unmute. So we can start with James Harris. Sorry.
All right, thank you. Coach, and to the players, congratulations, a great season. Just like he said, these kind of games, they can go either way down here. And you guys played a heck of a game, a lot to be proud of. Just talk about, I know, as he said, it's still kind of a fresh, in the moment, it's hard to lose a game like that. But if you could just reflect a little bit upon this season and what you're going to take from it, what you're going to remember most about this time.
James, you want me or the guys to go?
You for sure. And if either of them would like to chip in, that'd be great too. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the loss hurts. I think what for us collectively, we just didn't play the way we had played all year. We shot the ball poorly from the perimeter this year. That's been one of our strengths. We also, a couple of guys individually struggled to score around the basket. We're usually pretty good about finishing around the basket. And then late, we obviously struggled with free throws to kind of ice the game. Nothing different. We had played poorly, been able to stick around, finally got a little bit of a flow and a little bit of a run going late. Same thing we did to win the game against Saltillo in the quarters. Same thing we did to beat Grayford in the regional finals. And we made free throws then consistently. And today, for whatever reason, just accumulation, the atmosphere, whatever it was, I think these guys have played down here enough. I really don't believe nerves was an issue. But sometimes you have one of those days. Unfortunately, we had it today where we just struggled to really get things going. Credit to Coach Begner and the text line group. They made some of those things hard, but we just, other than that little stretch that we made to get back in the lead, we just really struggled to get any traction today. So it was an uphill battle for us the entire time.
Thank you, Coach.
Jaden or Brock, do you have any comments?
Just season.
Pretty much what Coach said.
Yes, speak your mind.
Micah, go ahead.
Hey guys, sorry about the loss. Let's talk real quick to Jaden and Brock. Y'all are stepbrothers. You finished your last game of your high school career, teaming up for 40 of Slidell's 53 points tonight. Talk about how this program has just meant so much to y'all as seniors and brothers.
I feel like the program brought me and Brock closer as brothers. We weren't like real close before I moved and transferred to Slidell. And so the program really brought us together, along with the other guys. And teaches you a lot of life lessons just along the way, just like any other basketball team you'd expect it to.
Brock?
Yeah, what Jaden said, it's kind of bigger than just basketball. This relationships we have and stuff. We'll all be buddies the rest of our life, so it's more than kind of just basketball. All the early morning weights, early morning film sessions, just brings everybody a lot closer.
Can I ask another?
Yes, go ahead.
Coach, great run these past 3 years. You lose these seniors that have been a core part of this team. First of all, how much are you going to miss these seniors and what they've meant? Second of all, what comes next for Slidell?
Well, as far as the seniors that are leaving, these are, a bunch of these guys are players that I inherited when I moved my career to Slidell. A bunch of these guys were in sixth grade at that time. Take them as an assistant at that time and head junior high coach through their junior high careers. And then as they enter high school, to take over as head coach, and to see them mature and develop, is a great pride for me. And, program wise, it's, same as it was the last 2 years. The seniors we lose, we can't replace. Whatever they were, whatever they did was something individually specific to help our team. And so we're not going to be able to replace Jaden, Brock, or any of the rest of the guys. And so, moving forward, we're going to have a couple of years that we're going to have to re-identify ourselves, and we're going to have to figure out what we need to do and where we need to go from here. With this senior class graduating, pretty much the last 3 years is the group that it's been here the 3 years consecutively. They're all gone now. And so, we're going to have to rebuilding a little bit. We hope that what we have coming back, can learn on the fly quick. We feel good about some of the guys we have returning and some of the guys that we have that will be coming up from our younger groups in middle school. And so, like every other basketball tradition-rich school, this isn't a 3-year blip on the map where, we can just live on our laurels and never hear from Slidell again. We will be, after we digest this and some of the pain wears off and these guys can reflect back on how stellar of a career they've had, then as a coaching staff and as the guys that are returning, it's time for us to go back to work. We know we've got to get better. We know we've got to find some new guys that can do some things in our program, and we've got to start building toward the next run and the next contender that we hopefully will be able to produce and be able to competitively put on the court.
Thank you. James, did you have another question? I see your hands raised.
Yeah, I forgot to take it down, but actually, if there's time, I would like to ask, just talk about the program that you've built there. Obviously, there's been a lot of attention, this is 3 straight years for you guys. And just the road, at any point along the line to get to state this year, as you mentioned, you could have folded. And the fortitude that we saw there in the fourth quarter to come back from down 12, it speaks volumes of the character of your kids and the way in the program that you built.
Well, obviously personally, very fortunate individually. I took the Slidell job with 2 years of head coaching experience and not a stellar resume too worthy of receiving the job. But I put my time in there as an assistant, and I think I fostered relationships not only with the guys that are here, but the ones that have already graduated. And I was very lucky to be in the right place with the right people around the right kids at the right time. What we do to try to build culture, I don't know specifically what that is. That's hard for me to put a finger on. I think culture is built when you have coaching staff and players and a community and a district that all want the same thing. And that's to have the opportunity, not to win, to have the opportunity to win. And all year long, the last 3 years, we've talked about the opportunity. Just give us a shot. We didn't come in today overconfident. We knew we could have got beat anywhere along our play. We talked before the game that there was going to be a good team get beat today. And one of us was going to have to lose. And so more so than specifically trying to build culture, I think we've developed culture just out of the way we go about things, on a daily routine, the way we approach very honestly and realistically what we're here to do and what we are trying to accomplish. But, as far as the guys are concerned, I've been around a lot of great basketball in my lifetime. This group, along with some of the guys that have already come and gone, they've gone into a lot of games in the last 3 years, not favored underdogs, picked to lose. Nobody expected to win. And through the regional tournaments and down here at state have been able to always show up and perform when they weren't expected to. And so, I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to, our ranking and what we've done the last couple of years, they're going to view this as a letdown or a disappointment. And we're disappointed, but I can promise you everybody in that locker room and everybody up here, we're more disappointed that we didn't quite play as well as we wanted to. That will eat at us a lot more than the loss of the game. Just because that we can control. We can control our output. We can't control whether or not that shot, which was a great shot by text lines number 4 to win the game. We can't control once that leaves his hand. It either goes in or it doesn't. So that's our mindset. It'll take some time to get over, but it's a heck of a career for these two and the rest of those seniors in that locker room.
Well said, Coach. And I know that as time goes on, they're going to look back and really be proud of the 3 years that they've spent here and how they played. And plays like that are a big part of the game. And sometimes you're on that winning end and sometimes you're on the losing end. But nonetheless, fantastic job for you guys. You have a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach. Jaden, Brock, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a great season and best of luck in the future. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Put your mask back on. Let's get back to locker room.
Yes, coach and 2 players. Yes, sir.
Brother. Okay. What a day. What a game. That was spectacular.
Crazy.
To go from as well as we were playing in the third quarter and then
To fourth quarter,
struggling like
all
we
our
did.
points in the last minute.
Y'all are live. She'll start it in just a second.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get started. All right, welcome everybody. We are joined with Texline High School and Coach Beckner. We also have number 4, Will Luther, and number 11, Colton Luther. At this time, I can open it up for questions. If you want to go ahead and raise your hand, we can get started. Actually, to start us off, Coach, do you have any opening statements just about this game as well as the outstanding season that you've had up to this point?
Opening statement would be just outstanding, kind of like a team of destiny. These kids just resilient all year long. Just love them. I'm so proud of them. Like I told them, they earned this spot. They deserve this. And so just couldn't be more super proud of all of them. I mean, Willie hit some big shots down the stretch, but like I told him, it was a complete team effort. So I'm just really happy for our kids and our community of Texline.
Well said, Coach. And at this time, I can open it up for questions. Micah, if you want to start.
Coach, my name is Micah. I'm with the Wise County Messenger, which is Slidell's paper. Congratulations to your team. I wanted to know, Slidell took down a number 2 and a number 3 to get here. You were number 4 in the TABC final rankings this year, and you pulled up an upset. How tough was it against a team that's a defending champion for 2 years and a number 1 ranked team? How tough was this game?
The fourth quarter was indicated it was pretty tough. I mean, we were stuck on, was it 42 or 40? 44 for forever. And they were defending and they were physical and they were just taking us to the hole. And we were, we're pretty young and some of our youth was kind of starting to surface a little bit, but everybody settled down. We've got some really good, solid players. These 2 brothers right here, when I'm keeping them from fighting against each other, they play so well together and they support each other. And that's just like how it's been with the whole team. So Slidell's outstanding. Their coaching staff do a fantastic job. You can tell their skill development. I'll tell you what, we had to have a little luck. But I'll tell you what else. And I told them this the other day when we won that game. We earned that luck. I think we deserved a little bit of that luck. And because of our kids' high character, those things happen for people that try to play the right way and try to live the right way.
Can I ask one more, if possible?
Sure, go ahead.
Number 4, 10 seconds left. You drilled that 3-pointer. What was going through your mind? 10 seconds left, down, trailing, and I mean, you just pull up a shot like that. What was going through?
First off, I was just trying to get us to tie to go to overtime, and I saw that they all collapsed and my defender had too much momentum going forward. So I just stepped back and let it go because I trusted my shot because I hit a couple before it. And when I released it, it felt good. And we went back on the defensive end. And when the buzzer went off, I was making sure the refs didn't blow a whistle or anything. And when it was done, it was surreal.
Larissa, if you want to go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Larissa Liska at News Channel 10. And my first question is for Will. You like you said, you knocked down a couple shots there at the end. But talk about how important it was, your teammates finding you, getting you those assists. Just talk about what happened in the last fourth quarter there.
They just trusted me, and I trusted them to give me the ball. And it was just a team effort, really. We just communicate so well with each other. We're a band of brothers, and I'd fight for them, they'd fight for me, and we're brothers till the end, basically.
And then my second question, speaking of brothers for both of y'all, what does it mean as brothers to bring home that the state championship, both bringing home the bling?
Dream come true. We've been dreaming of this since I was in 6th grade and he was in the 5th grade when we watched our boys in 2015 win that state championship. And ever since then, it's just been a dream for us to win it. And here we are.
And James
Thank you.
first.
Yeah, guys, congratulations. Heck of an outstanding game. It really could have gone either way. Both teams played extremely, deserving of the win, and you guys were able to get it. My question to y'all is, we've talked about text line for years, as having been someone driven through there on the way to Colorado many times. We know right where you're at. We know how far it is. So the obvious question that we've all had, how did you handle the travel? Did you drive down? Did you fly down? Did it take 2 days? How did you handle all that?
Well, we left on Monday with a big, humongous send-off, tremendous support. We drove to Lubbock. No, we drove to Amarillo and ate. Then we went to Dimmitt and worked out. And then we went to Lubbock and spent the night. And then we went to Denver City and won. And then we left Denver City and went to Andrews and drove down the worst road I've ever driven on in my entire life, from Andrews to Big Springs. And we worked out in Walls, had a really good friend, coaching buddy, who let us practice there. And then we headed on down to San Antonio. It was 3 different motels and 3 different nights, different gyms, different practices. But I said this from day one, and as what you guys know with UIL and trying to run stuff like this, is from the first day we started practicing, I told these guys, we better be fluid. We better be able to change on a dime. We got to be able to adjust. And it's been that way on this trip. It's been that way from August the 18th when we started school. And these boys right here have been, they've adapted. And I just can't say enough how proud. I want to make sure that Colton here, I know he wasn't like the star of the show or didn't score a whole lot of points, but this guy right here has been a captain and a leader and a very mature, stable, positive influence, not only on this team, but on a lot of people in the community of Texas Line. And I think sometimes people like this don't get enough credit. And a big reason that Will's the way that he is because of the way that this young man is here and the great job that their parents have done raising them. So I just wanted to throw that in there for sure.
Well, congratulations. That's well said. And I knew there'd be a story, and that's a heck of a great story. Congratulations again,
Absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely.
Final questions. Larissa, do you have another one?
Yes, I do. So the first one, what were you telling your guys when Slidell was starting to make a big run? I think it was a 16-0 run. What were you just telling your guys to help them keep a level head?
Well, my assistants were trying to help me keep a level head. That was the most important thing. And I don't know that I did a very good job of it, to tell you the truth. But my guys rescued me. That's the bottom line. And they rescued themselves because we were really struggling. And we're a young team. And, if we were an older team, if all these guys were seniors, it'd probably be a little bit easier to put the brakes on that kind of a run. But bottom line is we just kept saying we got to get stops. Didn't we?
Yeah.
We got to get stops, and we got some stops. And then, like I said, Colton hit that bucket and broke the ice. And then it was like I could see it in Willie's eyes. And it happens every once in a while because this kid can seriously go. And it was like I'm seeing it flatten out, give him the ball, get out of his way, and let him go. But along the way, we had some kids that really contributed leading up to that. I mean, Potter did some outstanding. Elias hit some big threes. Angel Herrera, man, he took some charges and took care of the ball. So and Noel didn't have his best game, Lozano, but the kid he's carried us through several different playoff games. So it was really a collection of not only me and these guys, but my assistants and just all the fans that were there, just kind of like, man, and we had a little bit of luck. Bottom line is we had a little bit of luck. So.
And then also my other question as well is, I believe it's the school's second state championship in school history. What does that mean to y'all, especially being a young team, to be part of school history for Text Line?
Just crazy, especially on the 100th year of UIL. I've been wanting to, ever since I watched our boys win state in 2015, I've been wanting to get one my entire life. We were talking about it last year when we lost to New Home and looking too far ahead instead of focusing on what's happening now. And we had problems earlier in the season, but we fixed it and we grew closer as a team, brothers, all that. We'd fight for each other anytime.
Thank y'all so much and congratulations. Oh, and if you'd like to add something, please do.
You want to add anything, Colton?
Being a part of school history is just great because along the way we've seen the community as a whole come together and pull for us. I mean, we had alumni come up and speak to us, and I woke up this morning and I had tons and tons of texts from several different people, grandparents, uncles, friends, just older people happy that we're here and proud of us and letting us know they're supporting us. And I mean, San Antonio is a long, long drive here. It's what, 600 miles or something like that?
Yeah, it's 10 hours for sure.
And just to have that many people from the community come, I mean, they all pulled together and they came. Any chance they had, they came, and it's just surreal to be a part of this. It really is.
And I just want to say something real quick before we get out. If it gets on there, great. But I just want to really, really thank the school board at Texline and our superintendent, Terrell Jones, and our principal, Ross Pushbacher. Ross played for me when I was coaching in Clayton, and it's really neat having him on the bench. He was a great basketball coach before he came an administrator, and he'll get in there and mix it up with these guys. And sometimes you got to show Will what he's about. But I just wanted to make sure that all those folks got recognized, because as you guys well know with what you do, it's a collection of people that make the train keep going down the track. So we're all just grateful, and I love these guys, and I just feel blessed to be able to coach you. And I told them before the game ever even started, you guys are winners. You guys are champions. You're already champions. So let's go put what? Icing on the cake.
Okay,
That's what we said. Let's go get icing on the cake. So
Very well said.
There's also not enough around our who push us every day in practice.
That's right.
They get to play the defense against when we're on offense, and then they play offense hardly any. But big shout out to them, because they just do what they're told and they don't argue about it. They just do it because they want the best for us.
Good point, Will.
Push us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Colton. Congratulations. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.